Hi, welcome to another session of Authentic and Realistic Dialogue. I am Justine. In this session, we shall learn about active voice versus passive voice. In crime fiction, the attention in dialogue focuses on the voice and word choices of the author. Author's voice is the writer's unique style in which he or she delivers a story or a piece of writing. Many first-time writers may struggle with finding their unique style and technique, which is fair enough if you haven't done this before. The voice or word choices of the author are crucial in writing dialogue. A discernible voice means the attitude conveyed in writing and may include style, voice, and tone. Tone means the attitude conveyed in the writing and may include formality, objectivity, intimacy, and similar other aspects. It's the way you express yourself in speech or writing. Finding the correct tone is a matter of practice. Tone changes according to different audiences and genres. The tone you use in writing a novel is not the same tone you use when writing a newspaper article or another piece of writing. In creative writing, your tone should be clear, concise, confident, and courteous. The writing level should be sophisticated and authentic. Tone can be described as sarcastic, dismissive, aloof, respectful, formal, or proper. Style means the technical aspects of writing and may be specific to the requirements of the writer or topic. Voice refers to the author's writing style. It is what we call the author's voice. It means the stylistic brand or signature style that you as a writer leaves on the page. The author's voice should have a recognizable quality tied to their personality, and it remains present throughout the novel. It is what captivates the reader and hooks the agent. It emerges from the writer's unique worldview and word choices. Voice is gold. No two authors sound the same. Voice is what forces the agent to pay attention, especially if he has to choose between two skilled authors. A thriller writer should remain authentic to their voice, but make it impactful. Elements you use to create a unique voice. Think: word choice, poetic rhythm, lyrical prose. Use broad and narrow vocabulary as well as vary sentence length. Inject warmth, humor, smoothness. Teach the reader, let mysteries linger unresolved. Ask yourself, does your voice remain consistent in tone, or does it vary to surprise the reader? The trick is to vary the tone at moments of emotion, thoughts, or intimacy. You should surprise the reader with an unexpected revelation. Number 2, are you struggling to find that elusive voice in your writing? As a hint, practice having a conversation with your protagonist. Make it clipped with very short sentences and strong verbs. Strive for lyrical quality, which is common in mystery thrillers. Create drama. Include plot twists, psychology, obsession, and mind diversions. It is these ingredients that go into finding author's voice. It is partly word choices, varied sentence structures, and a looming tone that uplifts a novel to suspense thriller status. The right word in the right place with intelligent sentence structures communicate the perfect feeling to the audience. According to the Grammar Handbook, active and passive voice is when the voice of a verb tells the subject to perform a certain act. In English, there are two voices, active and passive. Each writer creates his or her own special discernible style, voice, tone, and point of view when writing. Passive voice may make your writing seem amateur. It weakens your prose if overused, taking focus off the critical player, the subject, and shifting it to the less important one, the verb agent. A few examples is the easiest way to explain the difference between the active voice and passive voice. Passive voice. The dog was carried in Peter's arms. Active voice. Peter carried the dog in his arms, or even better, to avoid redundancy, you may say Peter carried the dog. Notice how much more vibrant and energized the active voice is in comparison to the passive voice. Another example, it was snowy versus the snow dredged down. Again, the active voice statement sounds much more powerful. The passive voice typically uses the verb is or was, which are weak verbs. The active voice uses strong verbs like carried or drenched. Another clue is that in the active voice, the subject of the sentence is the doer, while in the passive voice, the subject of the sentence is the person or object who it is done to. But there are certain times when the passive voice is okay. Say in the above example about Peter and the dog, maybe the story is actually about the dog. So it's all right to say the dog was carried in Peter's arms. However, I need to stress that not every it is and it was need to be avoided. For example, it would be unwise to try to rephrase, it was Saturday. The trick is to use an active voice for energy and momentum. For example, what the hell are you doing? Said John. The passive voice is used to increase tension and force the reader to wonder. For example, the doctor was speaking about the new treatment to correct imbalances in brain chemistry. He said there were degrees and levels. The treatment is flexible. The patient becomes whatever you want them to be. That statement makes the reader ponder and wonder. It forces the reader to keep turning pages to find out what this character is talking about. While the passive voice can weaken the clarity of your writing, there are times when the passive voice is relevant and even preferable, but use it sparingly. Use the passive voice deliberately and for effort rather than through laziness or carelessness. Your task now is to find your writing voice, create your special discernible style, tone, and attitude when writing. I recommend you invest in a Thesaurus dictionary. It will help you identify vocabulary and synonyms that you can utilize in place of other words. Good luck.